how much damage Ayaka. This is going to be a video where I do an Ayaka run and I add up every single bit of damage that this team does during the duration of its rotation. So it's going to be pretty good, honestly. The only thing that I see an issue with Ayaka is that she doesn't really have like a definitive end to her duration. Like she does, but she doesn't, it's really just when Furina's burst is able to be used or whatever. So let's go ahead and let's start off with now testing out the new Ayaka team. Boom on that, 24,000, and okay, we did get hit there, so honestly, that's a little good for us. So let's go ahead, grab that, and we'll grab another E skill there. Look at all that it worked. I tried to attack, and as you saw, I hit the air. We could do another run. We'll do another run. So that's basically what we're looking at, right? That's the rotation. That's gonna be we saw the damage number. Didn't really properly play because I'm so focused on getting the character to oh yeah, are we getting the burst to hit all the times? And if we are, cool, but if we aren't, then also still it's nothing changed. So I kind of have to just make sure that we're getting the burst entirely. And we are starting at full health, by the way, just so you guys in case you haven't noticed. I am starting at full health intentionally because that's what you're gonna do. Not most of the time, literally not most of the time. But the only other option is just to let Furina drain my HP to 50% and then we can do it, which would, definitely help out the team. I'm not going to deny that. That's just going to outright help out the team. However, it's not going to be a huge thing that I think we need to care about. I think this is still going to be relevant data. And yeah, let's go ahead and let's get into this. Let's see, let me make sure that I actually play Ayaka when I'm on field with her, Alright, so here we go. Gonna start off here. Gonna go. Come on. Yes, Miss Coffee hit. Ooh, she didn't crit on the E skill. There we go. Trying this out a little more. Alright, let's pop that. Okay, we got that. And now we're doing this. Alright. Boom. Okay, so that's what we're going to count as the end, right? I think a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 hits there. That's what we're going to count as the end because Furina should be able to be used. If I can click the number 4. Yeah, okay. That's where we stood. And we are now only, 3 minutes into the video. This might be a very short video. I don't really have much to say. I guess I'll rather than coming back when I look at the damage numbers, I'm going to say, because I didn't look at the Capybara's health, by the way. I didn't. I'm going to say 2.5 million plus. That might be a little high, but I have faith. I genuinely do. With Miss Coffee, with Furina, right? Oh, I guess here, I'll show my builds, right? I can do that also. Yeah, so we see here my Ayaka build. She is built to do boss sort of hybrid Blizzard Strayer stuff. So when you have a boss, apparently, it doesn't, count if the opponent is affected by frozen. It's just if the opponent is frozen. So I don't think this extra 20% crit rate comes into effect. So it's not a terrible Ayaka build, but, it is top 13% right now. So I would, I would say that's good enough for us to judge, right? I'm gonna be honest, guys. There are certain elitists that really do, get really annoyed, when I even have a top 10% build. I'm gonna be honest, guys. A top 10% build means I have better than 90% of players. That's a good build. Objectively, it's a good build. There is no other way to say it. It's a good build when I'm better than most players. Genuinely, it's a good build. So the Ayaka elitists, just so you know. Oh, and there is one thing we have to mention. We do have the extra 20%, attack here being increased. So we are getting a little bit of a buff. Although, it's a little tough because I don't know necessarily how much Ayaka would be doing without it. But, there's no way for me to avoid the buff unless I waited it out, which this video would basically be irrelevant then. So we kind of do have to test it right now. So, yeah. And then we have Shenhe here. Level 10, level 6, so you could get a little bit more damage out of that. This isn't a purely, I could also level up, Ayaka's talents more. This isn't super min-max. This is right now on my account, how much is this character doing? And, looking at her, I think she did pretty good. I'm very, I don't doubt that she can hit 2.5 million. I'm gonna be honest. I don't doubt that whatsoever. So yeah, we see that, and then Miss Coffee is at a level 10 talent and a level 8 talent, right? She is C1, right? And then we also have, in terms of artifacts, she's just on Golden Troop, and her weapon is Staff of Homa. So she's got a pretty big lead over the other characters because she's using a 5-star weapon. But this is what her build looks like. It's pretty good. I do like the extra 15% cryo, or the 50% crit rate. Brings me up to nearly 90% crit rate, which has been proven to be pretty good. I would like more though. I absolutely would like more. At this point, I just want 100% crit rate on all my characters. I don't even want to entertain the idea that I don't have 100% crit rate on my characters. There's not even a moment where I want to entertain the idea. And then here's my Furina build. She is built, it's a little tough because I do wish I had Flev. But, her 62% crit rate, while I wish I could do better on it, I think my current Furina build, let me check if I go ahead and look at this. So looking at my build, it's, I don't have Flev. That's the main issue I'm looking at on this build, is that I don't have Flev, which is, the free-to-play Fontaine weapon. And that's kind of what's holding me back because I don't have the extra crit rate. But, generally, level 10 talents and stuff. And then she's C1 on top of that with Golden Troop, obviously. And I'm actually, I've been testing out HP Sands. It hasn't let me down yet. Although, let's go ahead and look at Furina. Oh, wow, look at that. Her Q isn't ready. I just want to say, like, I normally try and go for maximum high ER build, but, it's not been terrible, so I'm not going to be too upset with Furina here. She's been able to hold her own with that, HP sand so far. So, yeah, that is all of the team builds and stuff, so you guys let me know how satisfied are you with the damage here. I mean, this is literally Ayaka's damage, Ayaka's team's damage, I should say, because, I am counting literally everybody's damage here. Ayaka herself is probably not doing over 2 million damage, right? So, you can look at all this, look at all the damage numbers. I guess I can also talk about one thing. Let me go ahead and let me show this. So, as you can see here, 53, 53. Like, I don't count when he has super mega damage reduction. However, 200, I would count all those hits, right? I want to make that clear because there is, like, every single team has a little bit of a setup that gets completely nullified, and I just don't even count the numbers because, bro, you saw how low those numbers were at the beginning. Like, they just aren't worth count. There is a little bit of damage per rotation loss when I, go against the Capybara, but Capybara is legitimately the best, tester I could. And if you guys want to tell me to wait it out, I just want to say, like, if you wait it out, he starts shaking his booty, and then you have to basically make yourself invulnerable or die. There's because he just kills every single enemy he does when he does his charge attacks. So, just wanted to inform you guys on all of that. So, yeah, that is going to be it for this video. Make sure to subscribe if you did enjoy, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.